is a FAIR solution number 4 based on case study 4 and 5, which is an AI-assisted literature review and extraction pipeline. So a lot of contributors. I'm just the one presenting, but mostly technical partners did the work, of course. Just to get a bit of an overview for those of you who don't know our case study. Case study for number 4 is about developing and testing a FAIR-by-design National Adaptation Hub. So there is an incredible amount of information out there in the web, and it's so much that stakeholders, well, researchers, decision makers, normally are quite confused at this amount of data and don't really know how to search for it, how to find it. So our idea is to build National Adaptation Hub for Portugal that gathers all the relevant information on climate impacts, risks, planned adaptation options, so data, and then transfer it to knowledge. So something that is useful for climate change adaptation communities and stakeholders. And this will be done by creating a FAIR digital object to support adaptation. And this is only in the Portuguese context. And we started only with resources that are related to heat waves. So ideally, this pipeline that we are developing now can then be transferred to other hazards like flooding or wildfires. So this is just to kind of narrow all the resources that we could have in climate change adaptation in Portugal and to make it easier to do this FAIR solution. And of course, this FAIR solution number 4, and we expect a couple more, will answer to this creation of FAIR digital objects to support the data to knowledge transfer. And going back a little bit to what we did yesterday. So this first solution, number 4, specifically answers the user story number 1, which is I, as a researcher, want to create and share data sets, scripts, and metadata together with the scientific paper so that other actors can use it and create new knowledge. So from the resource itself to the FAIR-by-design Adaptation Hub, and this part is important to us. It's important that it's done automatically. So ideally, a researcher or even someone in a private company that does some research, of course, doesn't need to know all the technical steps of FAIRification. They would just go to a pop-up, a platform, I don't know, they would input their paper and it would be automatically verified and added to the Adaptation Hub. So, and this is a brief overview of what we'll be showing afterwards, the real life tool presented by Esteban. So I'm a researcher. I want to add my paper and my data to the Portugal Adaptation Hub because it's super interesting. Or the manager of the Portugal Adaptation Hub finds a paper that was published last week and they contact the author and they have the script, they have the data, and they want to add it to the Portugal Adaptation Hub. So what do? They go to this tool that we will show you and they add the DOI. And from the DOI, they extract metadata, title, authors, the date, the journal, and they do the claim extraction and claim from expert AI. And of course, they can approve or reject the claims. From the claims that they are approved, a nano-publication is created. And then from the PDF, from the entire PDF, we can do later an enrichment of the FAIR digital object. So to add more metadata to then create the FAIR digital object, which is it's the object itself that will then be added to RawHub. It's a raw crate that will be added to RawHub. And then somehow there will be an interface or API between RawHub and the Adaptation Hubs Portugal, where the user will really go into the hub and search for data on temperature. How many heat wave days did we have for the past 10 years? And then, so after doing this query, a lot of resources will be presented, including this paper that the researcher added to the hub. So I think now we can proceed to the live demonstration.
Now I'm going to show you how to create a FAIR digital object using the FAIRification framework developed by the project FAIR2Adapt. So we are going to focus in the FAIR solution 4, which main objective is to create FAIR digital objects of publications from the climate adaptation community. So the first step in the process is to try to decide which is the resource that we need to verify. Okay, so let's click in the verify publication. Now there are two options available. The first one is you can provide a DOI or you can provide directly the PDF. So let's go to the DOI. So we click in the DOI. Now we need to provide a DOI of the publication. Okay, we have a list of them. Let's select the first one. Okay, now we click in process DOI. The system now is connecting with Crossref, which is a registry of DOIs, to extract some metadata from there. Okay, more specifically, the title and the abstract. Okay, you can see here the title and the abstract of the publication. Now the next step is to extract automatically the claims using the claim service of the project FAIR2Adapt. So let's click in extract claims. Now the system is connecting with the service of claim extraction, and we will receive the claims extracted by the service. Okay, this operation can take a while. Okay, now we can see all the claims extracted from this publication. So we can approve them, we can reject it, or we can remove it. Okay, for example, we can approve the first one, we are going to reject the other ones, or we can remove the third one. Okay, if you don't approve, reject, or remove, these claims will not process in the future, just only the approved ones. Okay? Now the next step is to generate the nano publication. Okay, the nano publication is a representation of the claims using RDF. Okay, so we can click here in generate nano publications, and we will see the claim approved. Okay, and we have different operations that we can do over this claim. The first one is the visualizer. Okay, we can click here and we can see the semantic representation of this nano publication. We can download it, or even we can publish it. Okay, all this information will be integrated in the first digital object that we will generate in the project. Okay, so now the next step is the enrichment service. Okay, the enrichment service provides to the first digital object with additional metadata. Okay, so there are two options. We can execute the service or not. Okay, so if we can click here, now the system is trying to download the PDF from the information that we have in the DOI. As you can see, the system is not able to find the PDF from the DOI. So there is an alternative where we can upload the PDF file. So we can select the PDF and then we can submit it to the enrichment service. Okay. Now we are sending the PDF to the enrichment service, and the enrichment service is analyzing the PDF file, extracting some relevant metadata information from there. Okay. More specifically, we are able to extract the locations mentioned in the PDF, the keywords, and the topic domains. Okay, you can see an example here. Now is the final step, which is the creation of the first digital object. Okay, so if we click here in the generate FDO, now we are compiling all this information, all the information extracted, title, abstract, location, keywords, topic, claims. We are compiling everything into the AeroCrate profile, where we publish this AeroCrate profile in the AeroHub platform. And as you know, the AeroHub platform is the repository for the first digital objects of the project FAIR2Adapt. Okay, it's a platform where you can create first digital objects, where you can modify them, etc. Basically to manage the life cycle of the first digital objects. Okay, the operation is completed. So if we go to our to the AeroHub, and this is an example, we can see all the first digital objects created. Okay, and we will see our first digital object. Okay, so the title is the same, we have the abstract, and if we click here in view, we are able to see the content of this first digital object. As you can imagine, the content of this first digital object is the PDF. Okay, Look at the bottom of the page and you will see the DOI of this PDF. That corresponds with the DOI that we introduced in the first step of the pipelines. So executing all this pipeline allows us to, from the PDF or from the DOI, create the FAIR digital object following the specification of the error rate profiles. So if you are interested to collaborate with this verification pipeline or to use it in your project, please contact with the project FAIR2Adapt.
We, of course, have some improvements that we would like to see in the nearest time. So we could do this for one publication or for a batch of plus X publications. Um, I know now that the IADOPT variables are not well here. They should be in another place in the workflow, somewhere around here, before the enrichment of the FDO. So the addition of the IADOPT service would also be super helpful in pinpointing variables and adding the taxonomy in there to better enrich the FAIR digital object. And then, of course, we would like to do the claim verification to get a knowledge base of, I don't know, 1 million papers somehow to do the claim verification. Also to understand if there's really a need for a human validation or not. I mean, if we do this for a claim verification, if we do this claim extraction validation, at least at a first certain stage within our team, and check, okay, most of the claims really are compatible with the abstracts, then we can start doing all machine. That would be ideal, but I think we still need to do this prior first analysis by ourselves in a team. But this is also something super interesting that we would like to improve in the workflow, and of course add case study 5 taxonomy, the Maya taxonomy, also in here. We also have some must-haves and wish lists, of course. So this is for research articles, but in the end, you also saw that we are not only talking about climatic peer-reviewed articles. We are talking also about data sets, climatic and non-climatic data sets, policy documents, which can appear in English or in Portuguese. So this would also be super useful to have in our hub and to be findable in our hub. So we still have to kind of include this in this verification pipeline to see if it works or if there's another pipeline that we need to use. And we also have to link it with other knowledge platforms. And of course, and this is kind of on our side as well, to have a user-friendly integration with the raw hub. So to have a user-friendly interface that everyone can use, do simple query or more complex queries, select by tags. Yeah, so this is. Then we have some wish lists. So include some map visualization, which I think we've already started talking about this with case study 2, so it might be transferable to our case study. Replication to other assets, like I told you, and of course replication to other national contexts. I mean, if you can apply this to Portugal, why not to Greece, to Spain, and wherever. So the idea is all of this to be easily replicable to other contents within the climate change adaptation community.